Hey everybody, it's Rob from Old Style Classics Baseball Cards. We're going to do part 2 of October 22nd, 2023. I just did a 43-minute long video just recapping what I got yesterday, which I showed was that orange Allen and Ginter Chrome that I got from eBay yesterday of Andre Dawson. I got the 2006 Black Border Danica Patrick, and I talked about that, so you can watch that video if you want to see more about that. Then I had also picked up that Clearly Authentic 2021-2006 Allen Ginter design Casey Mize rookie card. That's another check off my list. So watch the other video to see more about that. Then I showed the mini 2023 base Andre Dawson Allen and Ginter back, which is the first one I ever pulled myself. Short print Andre Dawson from the regular Allen and Ginter set after 10 years of trying. So I picked that up as the last card in the last pack of that last blaster that we did Friday night. To me it's still Saturday night, even though it's technically Sunday morning. So yesterday, basically. And then I was talking about, that made me realize that I had no base version of the mini for 2023. So I ordered one this morning before I went to the card store. And then when I was at the card store, there was a guy opening an Allen and Ginter box. I was like, hey dude, let me know if you get any Andre Dawsons. And he came over and tapped me like 5 minutes later, and he's like, dude, look. And he had the mini Andre Dawson base card, not the short print, just the regular back. And he's like, here dude, you can have it. And I was like, oh, do you want some money for it? He said, no, you can have it. And I was like, thanks. I just ordered one on eBay like an hour ago. And he's like, oh, cool. But yeah, if I had 100 of them, I'd be happy. But that was cool. He gave me one. Now it's in my binder, and I have it. So even if the one from eBay gets damaged in the mail or anything like that, I have it, and I'll be happy to have both of them. Then I did pick up this one, 2019, at the card shop in the dollar box. I don't remember this sub insert set. So I picked up this Reggie Jackson one. So if I don't have any of these, that's another check off my list. So I got that. It's cool. I picked up this 2011 Motta boxing Allen Ginter base set. Jake LaMotta. So you can read about him, just like the original Allen Ginter. They have boxers. So I don't know if I have this one or not, but I picked it up. I picked up this Legendary Cuts 2002 Upper Deck SP Andre Dawson. It's kind of a sepia looking card. It's really nice. Never seen this before. Never heard about this set. Kind of when I wasn't doing a whole lot of cards in 2003. So they had an Andre Dawson sitting there, so I picked that up. I do have this card, but having extra one's always good. That's the 1990 Upper Deck Andre Dawson Cubs checklist card. So it's cool to have an extra one of those. And then I also got this extra 2020 Allen Ginter Chrome, base Chrome. It's not a refractor, but so I picked this up. I'm not going to pass those up. Here's two of the hits that we got in the last 4 blasters. The last one was the Moncada relic, B-type relic, which is the white jersey relic. And a couple boxes before that, we got the Reese Hoskins B-type back card. So these blasters have been really good. We got a couple hits like this. We got a filigree and like 6 of every 8 minis in those packs have been short prints. So these blasters recently have been really good. So I did show that I have the next one that we're going to do an opening on. I'm going to put this one up, see if we have a 5th box in a row that's really good. We'll put that up against the 2021 Gypsy Queen, which I picked up at the local card shop. Just to give you guys some variety. And then I also got the Clearly Authentic 2021, which is just like that. That's what this card would have come out of, is one of these. And so I just picked up another one. Yeah, who knows, maybe I could get another Allen Ginter, because they had these rookie card 2006 design Allen Ginters in there. And so now let's give it another shot. But that'll be with the Allen Ginter and Gypsy Queen, because I got these 3 87 Flair, 87 Donruss, and an 86 Topps, because they didn't have any 87s. I love the 87, all 3 sets, but I don't have a whole lot of 86, so I'll figure now, see what we can get out of this. When I was a kid, I did pull a Dwight Gooden rookie out of an 86 pack, and then 87 I really took off buying stuff. So let's do Flair first, because Flair was the more expensive pack to get back in 87. It was like it had become kind of the higher. It was a little better quality by then, and a really good looking set. They would cost about 40 or 50 cents more than Topps, and they were harder to find. Like, you'd have to go to the comic book store. Donruss was also hard to find, and that was probably the cheapest one you can get. But they weren't everywhere either, similar to Flair. And then of course Topps you can get anywhere. It was like McDonald's. It was just everywhere. So this was probably the cheapest set. The Topps was the middle, and then this was the more high end that year. At least that's what it seemed like to me. But all 3 sets were just beautiful. And so let's do an 87 again. We did a Flair and Donruss about a month ago, or maybe less, but let's see what we get in this wax pack. Alright, there's no ripping right here. So if you see ripping when you open old wax, that means somebody's probably opened it and resealed it after looking through it. There's nothing like opening wax, though. It's just awesome, just the way it feels. Just typical wax paper. And let's see what we get. Alright, I'll put this card aside for a second. You can see who we got on the back there. He was an excellent player, just had unfortunate of having that ball go through his legs, but he probably could have a good argument for being a Hall of Famer. But we'll get to him. So anyways, that's what your Flair wax pack looked like. Alright, so let's set this aside. Let's get to it. Flair did stickers, Topps did gum, and Donruss did puzzles. So there's your Flair sticker. So you got that on the front. Twins and the Pirates, and a Boston Red Sox kind of card in the back. Alright, I'm going to set these aside in my trusty little brown box that I'm waiting for somebody to tell me what it is. Alright, so here's the thing, and with this you got, for Flair, you got 17 cards and 1 sticker. Donruss, you only got 15 cards, so maybe that's why it was cheaper. And I'm not sure what Topps was. 15 in 86, so maybe it was 15 also in 87, but it might have changed. It's Dave Clark and Greg Swindell. It's really good looking cards. Dave LaPont. It's a little stuck together here. So we got Dave LaPont. That's pretty good center. Left to right. So the last pack we had, they had both of them were centering problems. But that's a really good looking set. And they have the bright backs. You know, so that was one of the things that made these stand out over Topps and Donruss. Although Donruss has some nice backs, but Flares were really bright. Alright. Bill Wegman, sorry. So, Willie Upshaw. Toronto Blue Jays. Franklin Stubbs. Dodgers. 455. Sorry, these cards aren't like stuck together like in the sense where like the pinnacles were. They're just been packed up for God, how many years has it been since? Like 30 years? No, 25 years, something like that. Billy Swift. So no big names yet. Tim Teufel. So that's what you will notice back in the old days, is you'd get a lot of people you're not too familiar with. Danny Jackson. You're not going to come across the Hall of Famers as... You're going to get a lot of packs where there's like a lot of commons. Tommy Herr. Cardinal. That's the one thing though, the stock was always super thin back then. All three of them were pretty thin stock. First sort of big name, Bobby Bonilla. That would have been a cool card back then, because he seemed to be a pretty big guy, and that looks like his rookie card there, because he'd only had one home run at that time and 192 at bats. So Bonilla rookie. Dan Schatzender. Philly fans out there, do you remember this guy? Look at the old cookie cutter stadium in the background there. Pretty horrible. Eric King. So this looks like to be pretty much a common pack. Kent Tokuliv. Hey, he's the one that I got the for the Pirates. I have his signature series card that I'm wanting to trade with somebody for an Allen and Ginter signature series. And it's a cool card, a really good autograph. It's sitting right here. Maybe I'll show it in a minute. I'll set him aside for right now. David Palmer for the Braves. I guess this is the card of the youthful power Pete Incaviglia, who was a chase back then, and Jose Canseco Superstar Specials. So I guess the Jose Canseco is probably the best out of those, because still a lot of people like to collect Jose Canseco. You can read about that if you like. But, and then Bill Buckner. So excellent player, had a really good career. You know, all players make mistakes, and how many errors happen throughout a season or a year, and he just had one at the worst time, and tarnished his name. But hopefully it gets rebuilt now that, you know, the Red Sox have won. I think we got some wax residue on here. Yep, it kind of feels kind of cool though. It's like going back in time, feeling that wax. You know, that would kind of melt onto the card. So, like, he played with the Cubs from 77 to 84. Let's take a look at his career. 164 home runs. Let's see, 1,072 RBIs, 175 stolen bases, 402 walks, 46 triples, 462 doubles, 2,464 hits, which is pretty darn good. It's not 3,000 club, but you know, he's just over 500 away from that, with 1,008 runs, and I guess they call batting average percentage for Flair, and he had a 292 up to that point career batting average. So who knows how many more hits he got in 87. I'm not sure when he retired. Alexa, how many hits did Bill Buckner have?
In his career, Bill Buckner had 2,715 hits.
Alexa, what was Bill Buckner's career batting average?
In his career, Bill Buckner had a batting average of 0.289.
So yeah, he basically ended with a 290 batting average, 2,700 hits. You know, he's first baseman, so they're not particularly known for home run hitters back then. So he had at least about 200 home runs probably. So I don't know. I mean, 2,700 plus hits, and like a 290 batting average for a first baseman. You know, that's pretty, you know, you can make an argument for him Hall of Fame. You know, he shouldn't hold against, you know, he shouldn't hold an error against a guy in his career. I mean, compared to a lot of other players that are in there, he might actually deserve to be in there. So, who knows, someday maybe he will get in at Veterans Committee. That's a pretty well-centered card. It's a good-looking card. But no real winners in that box. And really quick, here he is. There's the Kent Tukaliv. One with Pittsburgh and one with Philly. So there you go. You got some Pennsylvania action going on there. And like I said, this one's an 85. Buyback autograph. Really nice autograph. So, like I said, I'm a Cubs fan and an Alan Ginter fan, and not too familiar with him other than seeing other people talking about him in some of their videos. It's cool. He's got these kind of cop aviator glasses going on. So let's see how he was doing a couple years later. 85 wins. I don't know if he was more of a relief pitcher or what. Yeah, 176 saves at this point, which is pretty good. And 158 saves there. So, there you go. Kent. Anyone interested in that? Heck, I'll even throw in the Flair if if I can find it, if somebody wants to trade this, probably be years before anyone sees these videos. Alright, so Donruss, 87 Donruss, just a beautiful, beautiful set. The flare is really pretty and clean set. The blues, you know, definitely something different. It's a great set, but it would be my least favorite of the three that year, but they're all three epic. So don't take that in any way that I don't like the flare. I just, I think Topps 87 is just my favorite just because I love the design, but flare was super clean, really good looking design that year. They finally got it together. But Donruss Donruss 87 is just beautiful. You know, it's difficult to keep nice because it's black bordered cards. The backs are also pretty nice, pretty bright. So you can argue that they might actually look better than the 87 Topps because of the backs, but they also had a lot of quality control problems. But 87 Donruss is a beautiful, beautiful set of cards. And when you get an 87 Donruss that's in really good shape, yeah, you get the guy that you want and the card's in good shape. Well, you better protect it. You like top load it really quick. Penny sleeve, top load it. If you think you can get a 10 or something like that, I'd send it away if you're a grading kind of person, which I'm not. But yeah, when these cards are good, they're really good. Just beautiful. Alright, so done by Leaf. The time, Donruss, puzzle, and then you could order those large Diamond King 5x7 cards. At the time, Pennsylvania. Leaf was out of Illinois at the time, but I think Leaf is kind of the Canadian version of whatever it is, and so it's not Panini's Donruss. It's its own thing. And the 87 puzzle was Clemente, so you get like 3 pieces of the puzzle in every pack. And it took 63 pieces to make that big puzzle. And they would also, you could also get a card that just showed you the puzzle. So they had the puzzle card that was just a base card. And looking at this first one, it looks like these are going to be pretty good centered. This first card has some edging issues, but the first card of the packs one dinged around, or the last. But there you go, Ron Guidry. Look at that design though. Well, and they really have nice backs. Still, again, thin stock. There's your 80s. Alright, so as you can see, the edge here, there's a little white showing. So, but for Donruss, that's pretty good centering. I'll set that one aside, but we'll find a better one. This one's got a little centering issues, but not horrible. Marvin Freeman. Roy Smalley, don't remember him. That's the Twins logo I was telling you I really dig on his hat there. There you go. So this one's probably a good example and somebody you people would know. Here's Bruce Bochy. Look at how young he was. He's your Rangers skipper. So just really beautiful back, really bright, numbers really pop, and they're a little bigger than like Flair and Topps. So I think that Donruss has the nicer backs. But I mean, just look at that design this year. I mean, just this black, the nice little kind of rectangle, curved rectangle, and then gold with the little yellow things going on here. And when you get this black without all this white showing, you know, this part here is just the way they're cut, you know. There's just a tad white going on right here at this corner. So I don't know if that would brush away, if that's some lint or if that's just maybe a little chip, I don't know. But it's hard to argue. That's just a beautiful card. Just the centering's really pretty good on this one. Top to bottom, left to right. The black. They finally got it together and had some pretty clear images. The Donruss isn't all blown up in your face like when they would be the Leaf versions, like the Canadian. It's hard to argue. I mean, 87 Donruss, just a beautiful set of cards. I dig this. Then they kind of went backwards after this. Not that they're it just the designs were very dated. But that's a really beautiful card. And yeah, that's what I'm talking about. All right, then we got Eric Plunk. So there you go. There's another good example. That's really well centered. Don't really see too much white. Maybe just a tad. I don't know if that's just the edge sticking out or if that's actually bleeding into the black. But I mean, look at that. You almost never get Donruss in this good a shape. Usually going to have really bad centering issues. Alright, next one is Bob Forsch. So the centering is a little off there, right to left, but not horrible. Show you the back. So like this one has a little edge here. Still the centering's pretty good. Toby Hara. There's a name from the past, a blast from past. Gary Templeton, shortstop. Is that the Giants? Also pretty nice looking card. Look, so we got a winner as far as the quality on this this pack. Dave Clark.